I wake with the memory of your smile etched on the edge of dawn, the first light that teaches my heart how to breathe again. The world stirs softly, yet nothing compares to that curve of warmth that lives between your lips, quiet and endless, like a horizon reborn. I imagine sunlight bending to your will, learning gentleness from the way your joy spills without effort. When I close my eyes, it's your laughter that wakes the sky, and the shadows retreat like petals folding to grace. You are the language of morning, pure, unclaimed, untamed by anything but love itself. I find myself whispering your name into silence as though it could summon brightness, and perhaps it does. Each syllable feels like a promise rising above uncertainty, a flame refusing extinction. You have become my reason for believing in beginnings again, my compass in the maze of longing, and the tender rhythm in the pulse of peace. Your smile carries the quiet revolution of love, turning my fears into light. When I first saw you, I didn't know what beauty could do, until it found a home in your expression. The air trembled slightly as though heaven took notice, and I stood there, half breath, half prayer, realizing that the world had just rewritten its meaning. Your smile, so unassuming, carried centuries of grace and gentleness, and something in me melted into awe. Every storm I had known turned suddenly to rainbows, every silence to music. You are not just someone who smiles. You are the sun teaching the day how to shine, and I, the humble witness of your miracle. I wonder if you know how your light travels beyond your own reflection, weaving warmth into others' lives without seeking applause. In that simple curve, I found a redemption, the unspoken poetry of everything I'd ever wished to say. I did not fall in love at first sight. I rose into it. And even now, each dawn carries the shape of your smile, remaking my soul with its golden calm. Love, when it found us, did not arrive like thunder. It came as morning mist on a quiet meadow, soft and certain. I learned to recognize its touch in the rhythm of your breath, the delicate trace of joy behind your laughter. You didn't promise eternity, yet your smile gave me something stronger, an eternity folded into every moment. The way your lips meet, light feels like the earth, remembering how to bloom. You carry peace, not as escape, but as a form of courage. When I am near you, time forgets its hunger and lingers, as though unwilling to move past your radiance. I wonder if you feel what I do, the invisible tether between us, fragile but unbreakable, spun from shared glances and silences too deep for words. Love doesn't always shout its arrival. Sometimes it simply stays, quietly remaking everything it touches. You, my sunrise, have become that staying, my reason, my refuge, my returning. And I, forever drawn to you, have no wish to unlearn this warmth. There are nights when I can't sleep, and I find myself tracing constellations shaped like your smile, scattered across the ceiling of my mind. The stars, jealous of your brilliance, seem to pale when I remember how you look at me, with both mischief and mercy, as though you already know my heart's secret language. I replay our moments like sacred films, your laughter beneath lamplight, the quiet pauses that stretch like promises, and the way my world rearranges itself when you simply exist. I have tried to describe you in words, but words betray me. They shrink beside the enormity of what you mean. So I write you in sighs, in unspoken prayers, in tiny echoes that fill the spaces between heartbeats. You are not an image, you are a presence. When I see your smile, I remember who I want to be, someone worthy of the peace it reflects. My heart kneels before it each day, whispering gratitude to a love that feels infinite. The world can be cruel in its noise and haste, yet your smile remains a quiet rebellion against it all. It asks for nothing and gives everything, a soft defiance wrapped in grace. I have seen kingdoms rise and stories fade, but none holdeth the staying power of that gentle expression. When I walk among crowds, I carry its echo like a secret torch. It teaches me tenderness when anger tempts me, forgiveness when pride blinds me. How strange that something so simple could hold such strength. Perhaps love's truest form is not in grand declarations, but in quiet endurance, in the way we keep returning to each other, no matter the distance or silence. Your smile holds that truth. It doesn't demand attention, it commands faith. It tells me that no matter how dark the night, morning is inevitable. And I have learned through you that peace isn't something we chase. It's something we become when we love without fear. Sometimes when I watch you from afar, I feel like I am seeing the world's most beautiful sunrise unfold in slow motion. The glow begins softly, spreading across your face until the entire atmosphere bends toward your light. You are unaware of how magnetic you are. That's what makes you divine. There's no arrogance in your joy, only sincerity, and that humility draws me deeper. The first time your eyes met mine, I felt as though destiny had drawn a quiet line between our souls. Since then, even when we're apart, I feel you in every fragment of daybreak. Your smile lingers like perfume on the edge of my memory, filling every silence with warmth. You've become the compass of my emotions, the gravity that keeps my thoughts from drifting into loneliness. And though I may never fully deserve your radiance, I am endlessly thankful that it found me. Because in you, I discovered not perfection, but peace. I once believed love was loud, measured in fireworks and grand confessions. But you taught me it breathes in whispers, in the spaces where two souls simply exist, without pretense. When you smile, I hear the language of serenity. It doesn't demand attention, it invites it. You remind me that love isn't a performance, it's a presence. It's the way silence feels less empty when you're near. Sometimes I catch myself smiling too, unconsciously mirroring your light as if my heart has learned your rhythm. You've turned my uncertainty into understanding, my fears into faith. Every time you look at me with that tender ease, I feel anchored to something greater than desire. Love, in its truest form, doesn't bind, it frees, and your smile is freedom incarnate. You are the quiet revolution in a restless world, and I am its devoted witness. Through you, I've learned that the most powerful sunrises begin not in the sky, but in the heart of someone who loves gently. If I could gather all the dawns of the world and place them before you, they would still fail to rival your smile. Its warmth is more than light, it is meaning. It touches everything it meets and transforms it. I have watched how people soften when they see you, as though their hearts remember something they once lost. That's your gift. You remind the world of gentleness. Even the wind seems to pause to listen when you laugh. For me, that laughter is sacred. I think of it as the anthem of my mornings, the melody that carries me through my quietest nights. There's a rare kind of beauty that doesn't fade with distance, and yours lives in that realm. It travels unseen but unmistakable through every memory and every dream. When I close my eyes, I see not the sun itself, but the reflection of it in your expression. Prove that warmth can be human, that light can take the shape of love.